Hello there, a very good evening to you, and many thanks for joining us on Rwanda Television News tonight. I hope that you had yourselves a great and productive rest day to those who had one, and a great start to your brand new month of May. Welcome to our tonight's edition. These are the headlines. President Paul Kagame condoled with Kenya after heavy flooding ravaged the country, killing hundreds of people. The UK sent the first asylum seeker to Rwanda on Monday under a new voluntary program inked between both countries. Good evening to you once again, and many thanks for your company on Rwanda Television News tonight. As we kick it off, President Paul Kagame on Wednesday extended condolences to the people of Kenya after a heavy flooding ravaged the country, killing hundreds of people and more families displaced. President Paul Kagame's message of solace comes a day after Kenyan President William Ruto deployed the military to evacuate everyone living in flood-prone areas in a nation, while 171 people have been confirmed dead since March by the torrential rains. President Paul Kagame's message said on X, formerly Twitter, that I quote, "My sincere condolences to you, my brother President William Ruto, and the people of Kenya for the families displaced and the lives lost in the ongoing mass flooding in Nairobi and other parts of the country. Rwanda stands in solidarity with you and the country in these difficult times." Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente affirms that Rwanda invested in human resources and infrastructure because it understands the benefits of education, science and technology in developing all sectors. The Prime Minister made these remarks on Wednesday while officiating the opening of the 5th International Network for Governmental Science Advice. Prince Manzi starts off.
In smart and effective policy making.
Scientists and tech experts are in Rwanda discussing on the use of the technical skills in addressing global issues.
One of the strengths in Rwanda is the young population. It's a very young population compared to what we see in North America and Europe. The population, young population, eager to learn. The weaknesses may be a little bit opportunity after they have trained to have a successful career. So that will be one of the challenge, and that's where we want to help as well. And here in Rwanda, for example, in STEM research, you have aims in mathematics, applied mathematics, great center. So I think you have a base and you can build on that for the future.
The Right Honorable
Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente reiterates that the challenges are global and standing together solutions and technology can be used to reduce extreme inequality in countries. Prime Minister also affirms that Rwanda invested in human resources and infrastructures because it understands the benefits of education, science and technology in developing all sectors of life.
As the government of Rwanda, we recognize the significance of science, technology and innovation in all sectors, on all fields, as crucial drivers for promoting social welfare and sustainable development in the country. Aligned with our Vision 2050, science is expected to play a key role in Rwanda's journey towards becoming an upper middle-income country by 2035 and a high-income country by 2050, ensuring high standards of living for all Rwandans. Rwanda aims at building a knowledge-based economy, and to achieve this goal, we have strategically invested in the entire education system at all levels, from primary education, secondary education, to higher learning institutions. Our goal is to keep developing our human capital by providing comprehensive trainings in different fields of science.
Participants of the 2 days 5th International Network for Governmental Science Advice are from 65 countries in this network. This is the first summit of the network convened in Africa.
Moving ahead, the government of Rwanda has announced that there is the first African who was deported from UK to Rwanda. It was noted that this African is the one who decided to be deported to the country, or what we would call a voluntary departure. Adam Squeezer with the report.
The first individual without proper documentation to reside in the United Kingdom is now in Rwanda. This individual, whose identity has not been disclosed, is an African who chose to be sent to Rwanda instead of being deported to his country. This followed the signing of the UK's Rwanda asylum legislation by King Charles. A week prior, the deputy government spokesperson, Alemo Kurarinda, noted that the arrival of this individual does not align with the UK-Rwanda Migration and Economic Development Partnership.
Bitandukanye n'ibizakorwa hagendewe ku masezerano yasinywe hagati y'ibihugu byombi.
Is different to what will be implemented according to the treaties signed between two countries. This individual arrived in the UK legally, but his visa was no longer validating, and later he requested immigrant visa and his asylum request failed. Then UK was supposed to deport him to his home country, but for him he chose to be sent in Rwanda instead. Literally, for him he was sent under a volunteer scheme, which is different to those who will be sent in the coming months as part of the treaties. So for him, he's the one who chose to be sent to Rwanda, and he was successfully received, as well as he's in good conditions too.
Biratandukanye. We yaje ku bushake niwe uhitiyemo kuza hano mu Rwanda kandi yakiriwe nta kibazo afite ameze neza.
Recently, Rwanda has received Sudanese students who were given the opportunity to continue their studies in Rwanda, following the outbreak of the war in Sudan.
And also some of us, after finishing the studies, some of us are planning to stay here in Rwanda and do residency. I think we will be contributing to the health system here.
Adam Bradford's decision to relocate his business activities to Rwanda underscores the country's positive image of safety and stability.
I took the decision to live here, and I have done for the past 2 years, and I haven't ever had a single worry, concern or incident of any kind. And I think that is extremely positive.
The deputy government spokesperson, Alemo Kurarinda, affirms that this decision serves as a means to counter those who spread false information about Rwanda's safety and stability. It's like he denounced those who criticizes our safety and stability. Therefore, you understand that he's the one who chose to be sent to Rwanda. If he wants, he will be given official asylum, or later call those he left there to tell them how safe Rwanda it is. So it's very nice to have a person who decided to choose Rwanda. Currently, Rwanda is a home to more than 130 refugees. Since 2018, it has played a significant role in providing asylum to refugees from Libya. Adam Squeezer, RwandaTV News, Kigali.
Regional security analysts suggest that resolving insecurity in eastern DR Congo remains challenging as long as Kinshasa government maintains ties with the FDLR terrorist group.
Il est également important.
French President Emmanuel Macron says fighting the FDLR terrorist group, which promotes genocidal ideologies and avoiding hate speech, is one of the ways to restore peace in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. He further reiterated that militia groups in the region are the main cause of the long-standing conflict.
Il est également important.
What is urgent now is stopping the fighting, and that should go hand in hand with preventing hate speech, as well as fighting the FDLR that committed the genocide in Rwanda. Here, I commend clear measures to fight the genocidal group. We are ready to help when needed, together with the international community and the UN forces. Discussions and diplomatic means are more crucial in these times.
Et plus efficace à ce jour.
Tit Gatabazi, who follows closely the events in the eastern DRC, says the fact that DRC accuses Rwanda of violating its sovereignty and refusing to hold talks with the M23 is distorting the truth and refraining from its responsibility. M23 is not the source of the problem. M23 is just a symptom. Congolese leaders have benefits in maintaining the FDLR. Today, I saw a video of an ex-FDLR soldier saying it is the group that patrols Goma City. An FDLR general made this request to the leaders of the DRC and they granted it. They have full access to the Goma airport and the borders. Tshisekedi should stop misleading the truth. M23 is fighting for their rights. If Tshisekedi can't understand this, then I don't know what else can make him understand. Analysts say discussions can be a way to find a solution to the matter if given a chance. Fighting should be considered only when other means to find the solution have failed. When Tshisekedi decided to go with the war, he thought it would be easy. No wonder he is a civilian. Maybe he thought buying more equipment and calling on more troops from different countries would end the war. Yet, it became otherwise. I think discussions should be the priority. It has been 30 years since some of those who committed the genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda fled to eastern DR Congo. Spreading genocidal ideologies has been the main agenda, intertwined with torture and killings targeting Kinyarwanda-speaking Congolese population. On the occasion of the International Labour Day, attention is drawn to the role of technology in fostering youth employment, emphasizing it as a key driver for job creation. Cedric Irakoze.
The 10 years National Strategy for Transformation NST1 aims to create 1.5 million jobs. By the end of 2023, more than 1.3 million jobs were created, and 80% of which are for the youth. Most of young people I know, they study in different courses, but when you talk to them, most of them say they are into entrepreneurship and others are doing online jobs.
Online jobs ziri digital.
We get strong connections with people and get jobs through technology.
The Ministry of Public Services and Labor emphasized that Rwanda has put efforts in job creation in collaboration with the private sectors.
The world is moving fast regarding the use of technology, not only in technology sector, but also in agriculture and medicine, and it seems like technology is becoming the foundation of every development. However, we still have a challenge of less number of young people that use technology in Rwanda. The other problem we have today is lack of capital for the youth and the general population. We are trying all possible ways to fill those gaps.
A labor month was initiated and it will focus on the journey of 30 years of job creation for the youth. Cedric Irakoze, RTV News.
On the occasion to mark the International Labour Day, on which most of the workers were given a rest day, some of those whose work nature doesn't allow them to stay at home say the dedication they have for what they do pushes them to work, even if others may be resting. And on the other hand, beneficiaries appreciate the fact that they are greatly served. These are some of those who spoke to RBA.
With our profession of teaching, it needs a lot of commitment. The commitment I mean is, like we are having candidates that are going to do national examinations in 2 months' time. That will be in July 8th up to 10th. We have to make sure that we don't give them space to forget what they know. We have to just keep them updated until they just go to the final examinations when they're okay. Yeah? We do a lot of work. We spend sleepless nights. We come very early in the morning. You find you're just much focused on the children, much more than even any other thing. So our pride is always when you teach children and then they have passed, but we don't look at salaries so much. Though salaries also come in, but our main focus is to see that we have a better future for the children that we teach.
This confidence can help us to get different jobs. Like, for example, this school has different things that we participate in, like debates. Debates help us to acquire more confidence, and those debates are prepared by teachers. So when teachers are not there, we can't get that time for debates, and then so that we can be confident in front of our fellow children, so that even when we are like going to speak in the public, we be confident enough but we got that confidence from our teachers who helped us and who made debates in our schools. Yeah.
What is your hobby in the future? What you plan to be?
When it goes on well, I plan to become a doctor.
And moving ahead to other matters climate related, the Rwanda Meteorological Agency has warned the public regarding anticipated heavy rainfall with thunderstorms. And according to the key message posted or issued on different Rwanda Meteorological Agency platforms, the accumulation of rainfall from March 2024 to now led to soil saturation. Heavy rainfall with thunderstorms is predicted to continue between 30th of April and 4th of May 2024. Rainfall ranging between 40 and 60 millimeters is expected per day within the warning period. Heavy rainfall is expected especially over the northern, western and southern provinces, except in the Mayaga region and northern parts of Gasabo and Nyarugenge districts, and in the western parts of Nyagatare district in areas bordering Gicumbi district. Impacts such as severe widespread flooding to rivers, swamps and low-lying areas, landslides in steep slopes areas, lightning strikes and damage of infrastructure are more likely. Meteo Rwanda informed the general public to take appropriate measures to mitigate impacts associated with heavy rainfall and the upcoming thunderstorms. Equity Bank Rwanda employees say they will not give up on the commitment to building peace and fighting genocidal ideologies. They say this as the bank staff commemorated for the 30th time the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Christelle Uwase with the details.
Staff members of Equity Bank Rwanda honored the victims laid to rest at the Kicukiro Nyanza Genocide Memorial Site by laying wreaths on the graves. The managing director of Equity Bank, Hanton Namara, urged the employees of this bank to learn from the history of the genocide against the Tutsi and participate in fighting its ideology.
The lesson, especially for the young employees in Equity Bank, learn from such discussions is to know our history and our role as employees of Equity Bank as any other Rwandan to preserve the history, security and unity the Rwandans have. Although the history is bad, we draw strength from it that unites us to build the Rwanda we want.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Unity and Civic Engagement, Eric Mahoro, stresses that the employees and members of Equity Bank should continue to contribute to building a culture of peace and fighting the humiliation and denial of genocide.
Icyambere ni ugukomeza gusigasira amateka binyuze mu bikorwa nk'ibi byo kwibuka.
Firstly, they have to continue living the history through such acts of remembrance, because it gives time to the employees of the company to think about the history of the genocide against the Tutsi and not forget, but also to gain strength to remain united where they work. Secondly, is to have the responsibility to confront the ideology of the genocide where they understand it through showing truth, especially that before being bank employees, they are Rwandans.
cyane cyane ko mbere yuko baba abakozi ba bank baba ari abanyarwanda.
The ceremony ended with the lighting of a candle of hope that shows that there is still hope to live. Christelle Uwase, RwandaTV News.
And that's all from us here at RBA's Rwanda Television News. On behalf of the entire news production, as well as the technical team that made it happen, many thanks for being with us. And up until next time, Stay safe and have a great evening.